now.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Hello.
We got the special guest. You heard the baby?
Yeah, we hear the baby.
She's on the other side of the door talking to us. She's like, I hear the show. I hear the chat.
Yeah, right. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Pretty
Hey,
good.
Michelle, how are you?
Doing good. Still have a headache, but I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Excited about tonight, our season's finale for this is what, season 5?
Already?
Wait. Isn't it season 5?
Sounds good. I mean, if it is, we
I
made
think
it.
it's season 5.
That's crazy. I don't even know.
Sounds pretty good. I think it is season 5 though.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, Justin.
You're welcome.
Are you gonna pay attention, or are you gonna play with your cell phone?
I'm gonna pay attention to
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
That's us celebrating season 5.
Hey, Walt, how you doing? Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Hello. Good to see you. Finally.
I'm doing great. Looking forward to retiring a couple of years.
Ooh,
That sounds good.
Oh, wow. That's
Congratulations.
great.
Huh?
Was he kidding?
No, he's serious.
Oh.
Oh.
I was like, I guess Shanika didn't like that Facebook post.
What? Which one?
Of him saying that he's going to retire. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, no, he was be retiring in 2 years.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Wow,
So I
that's
need to get my
fantastic.
whole life together in 2 years. Next couple of years, I need to get it together.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
So come on in, everybody. We have some things to talk about, and we want to hear from our audience. We never had the show where the audience submitted topics that they wanted us to talk about. You know, we've been talking all season long. What is this, 12 weeks? I think tonight makes 12 weeks.
Yes,
done good. This is they've engaged with us. They've commented. They've talked, but still, no one has ever submitted a topic. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask on the fly for us to respond to, put us to the text. We're open.
Anything. And we are in season 5, so
you were checking.
I don't know what season 5, long 12 weeks. That's what it is. So definitely, yes, come on in, and anything that you would like to ask any of us, we'll try to answer.
All right.
Personal or not.
We will answer. It's got to be really
personal
bad
or not. We'll do our best.
So,
but, make sure you all are sharing. Make sure you share. This is our last show for this season, so make sure you share. Get everybody you can.
Yeah.
What do you do to relax? Oh, I can answer that. Actually, what I do to relax is I am definitely, everybody is like self-care. But I'm realizing that I like to just ride. Like, I just like to ride. I just like to look at just just to going in really nice neighborhoods where there's beautiful big homes. And I just like to ride and just see. And I like to dream about, what's next in my life. Like, that's what's kind of like relaxing to me. Just kind of like ride and just listen to music or whatever. What do you like? Why you just looking at me like, what do you like to do to relax?
Well, while you, I don't know. I guess while you were enjoying it, riding, I'm driving, so I don't get a chance.
Yeah, she didn't say driving, right? I mean,
she said riding.
She did.
Riding, I'm driving. So,
well, I'm driving and riding myself. You're not always driving.
Yes, that's true.
You don't drive me everywhere I go. Anyway, all right. This is not going to be about us. Right? He's going to be on the chopping block.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anyway. Hello, Jan. Hello, Michelle. Yes, he do what? He do not drive me everywhere I go.
Somebody telling on you, Shanika.
Yeah, and he does.
I got a supporter.
So what do you do to relax though? You ain't answer the question.
Well, I like to go outside. I do a lot of yard work, so
that's relaxing to you.
Well, I mean, it's quiet. I'm in my zone. I got no distractions. Shanika's mostly at work, so this time of year I'm getting ready to put new mulch down. So I went to the store this weekend to get my spring stuff ready. So this weekend I'll be putting down mulch for most of the weekend. So
yard work is relaxing.
Yeah, it's peaceful. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yard work it is.
If I have to answer the question, I like going outside, like just doing anything outside, getting out of the house. I mean, I relax in the house, but it's just something about getting in the sun or going on a hike, anything. I'm like, man, this is great. It's just relaxing.
Yeah, for me, it's either going for a walk or taking a bath. One of the two.
That's good. Do you relax?
For me, a nice glass of wine sitting on the balcony.
Nice bottle of wine.
Oh, yeah, balcony. Mm-hmm.
Just what type of wine you drink?
What wine do you drink?
Really any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Long as it ain't too dry.
Right. Ooh, I hate dry wine.
I hate dry wine. It'll be semi-sweet or sweet, but somebody on this side with his bottle, it's sweet like Kool-Aid.
I
don't like
it. Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Kind of like the sweet wine. I can't do the semi-dry or the dry. I just can't do it.
Okay, we have guests on does not mean that our show is going to be not live. So okay, let's get it popping. All right, so wine, you like wine, you like beer. What you like?
I'm not a beer drinker. I mean, I drink beer if I'm outside working and it's hot. I might drink one, but I'm not a casual drinker at all. Shanika and I drink wine if we have like guests over to the house, but if I had a choice, it would be wine. I just not beer, not that much.
Okay, you got a fan, Justin. Y'all like hearing your voice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
All right, what do you like? Wine, beer?
Drink. I don't drink.
Oh.
If I do, it's like we said before, the Stella Rosa, like a dessert wine. I don't drink though, for the most part.
Yeah. How do you make it?
Oh, just say running for Jesus all the time. And I just,
Hey, what an attack. We got Judge Judy over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my mom, I know that this is a thing in the country when they're babies, they give them alcohol, and the thing is, so they said that you won't drink when you're growing up. I swear they had to have done that to me because I don't like it. Tastes like cat piss. All alcohol tastes like cat piss to me, so I just know.
Wow.
The reason I like Stella Rosa is because, like you said, it tastes like Kool-Aid to me.
Right.
It really is. Yeah,
anything else is disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of felt like all alcohol has always been disgusting.
Yeah,
like I'm drinking because of the buzz, not
just
because
and if I drink it, I drink it really fast, and then I regret it.
Yeah, it hit you hard. You get
it hits me hard, and I'm sitting down somewhere with a headache.
Okay.
And I haven't figured out how to relax yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Well, that's your homework while we're on break.
I'll add that to my list. So again, I won't relax.
Thanks, Shannon.
Again.
All right. So in the comments, what do y'all do to relax? Michelle, you ask us the question. What is it that you do to relax? But while you all are answering that question, because I do believe that it is on some type of delay, we will go ahead and jump right into our topics because we want to make sure that we cover all the topics that we are here to cover and that you all can chime in with your responses. Okay, so of course, you know, this is prom season, and you know, everybody's posting their kids going to prom, and all these pictures are out there because, you know, for the last couple of years, either prom has been canceled, they haven't been in school, and, you know, some of the kids didn't really get to attend prom. So, you know, of course, this year, everybody is now posting their prom pictures. So if you have or have not seen, there was a young lady who posted a picture of her and her date, and she had on a white and purple tie-dye dress, and then her boyfriend or her guy friend or boyfriend or whoever had on a pair of tie-dye jeans, and they had guns, and they were like pointing the guns to whoever was taking the picture in front of them. It's been circulating all through Facebook, and people have commented on it. So apparently they were saying that she was an A student, and that she was offered a scholarship. But allegedly she was expelled from school and she lost her scholarship. Do you think that was appropriate? What do you think it was just cause for her to have her scholarship snatched because she had like guns, like they had like big guns, like they weren't like little, they were like, someone said was like a Glock, and then like massive, right? And then, you know, right, and that that picture right there also is so, because I did read in the comments where people was like, okay, white kids do that all the time. And why is it such a double standard for when Black kids do it? And that they, you know, and then somebody in the comments said that because skin color makes a difference.
To me,
I don't think that's facts. Do y'all think, like, what do y'all think, she should have lost her scholarship? Do y'all think that she should have been expelled from school? Like, was it just punishment?
I'm gonna say it's with the comment that was up under her post. And as a social worker, yes, she should have lost her scholarship and been expelled because she said, I'm coming after those hoes. So she was directing the gun in the comments at different girls that was going to be at the prom that night. So for a school, they have to take that serious, because if we don't, and she come to the school and she bring that gun and she kill people, then the parents going to want to do a lawsuit on the school. So it's not like the other white kids. They just held the gun straight up, did not have no caption that they was coming after anybody. It was just them holding the gun. With her, it was more towards she made a threat towards other people. And as she was supposed to be going to school, allegedly to Harvard, with that being a top school like that, do you think I want a Black ghetto person coming to my school already showing that they're going to start drama with people? And then that's going to be a liability on that university if I'm bringing you here and you represent us and we gave you a full ride scholarship. That's showing people that you can do whatever you want to do, and it's not going to be any consequences to your actions. So do what you want to do, and we still going to reward you. So with those scholarships, sometimes it comes with your behavior and stuff like that. So one bad action ruined her whole reputation that she had worked hard for. So maybe this will be a learning curve for the next generation. You can't just post in and everything that you want to post, because when you do, it can hurt you later on in your career. Even with jobs, if a job saying that, they can fire her. So why can't the school suspend her and take her scholarship?
All right, good point, Justin.
Wonderful. I agree with you 100%. She was expelled from her high school, and the college that offered her the full ride, they took it back. Now, they didn't deny her entry, but they said, we're not paying for it anymore. So, I mean, I understand that, those things are awarded based on citizenship, all kinds of things, not just academics. And she certainly didn't display the type of characteristic that they would say they would pay for somebody's education. So, yeah, I agree 100% with Justin. Everybody acted appropriately. Sorry for her. Now she has to grant her way and loan her way through school. Yeah, that's the photo right there. Unless she, down the line, maybe next year, sophomore, junior, even in grad school, will qualify for, more scholarships. But it is a big lesson learned. You can't just get to the finish line and be like, oh, I'm done now. I can wild out and do what I want to do. No, baby, you're still being watched. So
do you think that her parents should have stepped in? Like, do you think that was a situation? Like, I'm just, to be honest, I'm very concerned and very baffled by the things that I see young people post on social media. Like, and I often wonder, like, where are the parents? Like, where are the parents to like filter some of this stuff, or you need to take that down, or your representation? Because I feel like that's what I always preach to Asia. There's some type of respect and responsibility that you need to have. I should not have to hover over your back to tell you whether or not that's appropriate or not appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so where do you draw the line? Like, I've seen, some people, like, let's go back up to the comments up here. I think that's Michelle says, well, Jan starts by saying, yes, period. That's disturbing. It's a sad reality of what schools need to consider. Jan also says, thank you, Justin. Michelle, wow. Rosalind, we better get some boundaries back in place for our youth. She was doing too much. I'm with Justin, sick of us. Michelle says, I agree with Justin, didn't know the facts. Where was her mom? Right. Yeah. And then Michelle said, "This is the Patsy."
The Patsy.
So I don't know. I don't know what's happening with our youth and where they get off track and why they thought that was okay. Like, maybe they really thought that nothing was gonna happen. Like,
but they even said when she posted that picture, she even posted her acceptance letter, allegedly from Harvard University. So she posted all of this together, like with her acceptance letter and all of that. So you guys got to think about it. When you posting all this stuff together, you almost showing that the school is okay with this. And then they don't have to hurry up and make a stance to show that they're not okay with it. So I believe there's a lot of stuff that came into play. Even if her mama told her to take it down, once something hit social media, people liked it, shared it, snapped pictures
that's
of
the
it.
wrap.
So she put it on the internet. I don't care how quick she took it down. Her career was already done right then and there. So somebody should have told her, you don't put certain stuff on social media way before now. Because once you post it and it's up there, like my husband said, once you delete it, somebody else still got a copy of it. So it's still gonna circulate and all of that. So somebody maybe should have taught her this way before now.
I'm sure she knew.
I'm pretty sure she knew too. She thought it was funny.
Not an idiot. She got accepted to Harvard. She was
I mean, for me, I don't know, man. This didn't even breach me as like something that's crazy. And although I'm not necessarily a gun person, like, I think the Second Amendment's all right. Like, it's not like that. I'm not over here doing that. But this photo by itself doesn't do anything. It doesn't make me go like, what? She's crazy. It just seems like someone supporting their American right to own a gun or multiple guns. And she's doing it with prom. It's an important milestone in her life. And it's just like, okay, what is this? What does her posing with guns say about her as a person? Does it say that she's unable to gain education? It's like, is it that the values of TSU or that you shouldn't support the Second Amendment? What is it about the photo? So I understand that caption. That was a good point, Justin, about she's trying to get the hoes that are trying to fight her. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I met so many people like that in college where I'm all like, they all made it. And I don't know what the heck they were posting on social media. And I think as I looked into this, those are rumors spread by another family member, similar to like that other post we talked about where they just straight up lied and said that they were a part of the person's family.
Right.
They weren't.
Right.
Yeah. So I
don't know how true it was that she lost her scholarship. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if that's factual information. I don't know if that, if any of that is true. But should she, if she didn't, do you think that the college that she got an acceptance letter from has the responsibility to come out and, in fact, if she did post that picture along with her scholarship letter and all that, should they come out and say something? Like, should they do that? And then if she gets her scholarship taken away, is it right?
Yeah, I mean,
did she get expelled? Because that people from high school, she got expelled from school.
But if she got expelled, she won't be graduating. So she won't be going to college in the first place.
Right. So if she got expelled, they would not even be accepting her. She wouldn't even get the scholarship because she got expelled.
Yeah, and then this is me. Even if they don't take it, she should be on some type of probation period. Even like financial aid. If you do bad in school, they put you on financial probation to make sure you do good within a certain amount of semesters before they allow you to take so many credits and all of that. Something should be done to her so she don't think it's okay, or the next person don't think it's okay for them to threat somebody and get away with it. Because really, whoever the hoes that she was talking about, they really wanted to, they know that she was talking about them, they can go press charges and say they're in fear for their life with her having these guns, because they said she was targeting some people that was messing with her in school and all of that. But if you got your head that far on track and you was a straight A student, you wouldn't care what these people were saying about you. In Baltimore, if you was talking about jumping me at prom, I would have skipped prom. Because my education mean more than get up in that little ugly dress she had on.
With the guy standing on it.
Wow.
And she
should have
right.
That's what bothered me.
Right. Who's paying that much? If you don't get your ass off my damn jeans.
Well, they didn't pay much because he just tied some jeans.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if he was the date or like her brother.
Please and whatever.
Right. I would be looking at him like, what the hell? Like, what? You are not going
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too up to date on gun laws, but her being a minor, I mean, is it even legal for her to have possession of these guns? What type of? I mean, I know that kids can have like BB guns and things like that, and but what about that aspect? Maybe that's part of the problem. I know the threat is illegal, but what about her actually handling and holding these guns and being in possession of them? That has to be illegal for a minor, depending on the type of gun it is. Yeah. And I think in one of the photos, it was a little pistol, like it looks like a 9mm or something like that, 45.
Yeah.
I don't think minors are. I don't think they can have those guns.
No. So for me, I think it's important. Like, if this is true and she did get her scholarship revoked, then I do think that the school should be should issue a statement explaining, because I mean, this has gone viral now. So if it's false, now TSU is looking like everyone's saying, wow, how could you take it away from a black girl instead of white people? And I mean, that's going to look bad on them. So now they got to issue a statement either way saying like, honestly, because I mean, for example, I've seen this photo everywhere and I don't know her name. And I mean, I see that they've blocked some stuff out, but if anyone could tell me her actual name, I'm like, did TSU even see the photo? You know what I mean? But if they did, they need to say something.
Amir, with the picture that you posted with the white girls, was that this year?
Oh no, I just found one real quick.
That was years ago. I remember that it was a long time ago.
That was years ago, but it was something said about that when they did do it. It was brought up that. So it got the same publicity that this is getting, but I believe the reason why this one's getting so much publicity is because of the threat that came with it. And those was no small guns either. Those was guns that took some people out with. Because the one that was
automatic.
Those were some guns that would have took some people out. So it won't like she had one little pistol or something like that. And the little ghetto guy you had looked like a thug that was trying to sell drugs and all of that. So I mean, it's more with the picture, the body language, and everything else that played a part into them doing what they did.
I also think a lot of the traditional prom photos with a gun is the one with the cis hetero man, with the shotgun looking at the boy and going like, "Don't touch my daughter." And I mean, that's like the stereotype of who's holding the gun. But I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one where it's like the girl is just holding the gun. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying that this is something where it's normal, but you know, like I said, the thing that really bothered me was what he was wearing and the fact that he was standing on her dress. And then the guns were like, okay, what's the purpose? And I mean, that caption, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, that doesn't seem like a smart move.
No,
Like, so I'm confused. I want to hear what she has to say about it.
So I was looking when I was looking for topics. I ran across this, and it was this is what I was just sitting here trying to find the group that I was looking on. But it's supposed to be a hoax. It's supposed to be a themed prom. That's why I asked for that picture from it. When the lady was giving the facts that she was upset that most Black people were saying that she deserved to be this and that, lost all of this, and that it was a posed picture, and that there were props, and that it was a themed prom. I was looking for that post, but I mean the conversation is good regardless. But that whole picture, and that she didn't lose a scholarship or anything like that. But I was trying to find it. I can't find it right now.
Okay, yeah. So I that's what I was wondering. Like, is it possible that she can lose? But even if it is, I mean, even if that was, so what? Because what's the purpose of the comment?
Well, now listen, I didn't see the thing about the you said the school posted the thing, or the
well, she posted
the letter.
No, she posted the letter that she got accepted to the school.
Because that's bitch, I'm coming for you hoes too. You know, I got into Harvard.
Right, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, has she not had the guns?
But it was bitch, I'm coming for you hoes with the guns. So the Harvard picture was above that, and then below it was her with the guns and all of that, with that capture. Bitch, I'm coming for your hoes and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't like it was just on the school thing. She the school posted, and then she had those pictures. Mm-hmm. But even if the school let them do that, then I think the school need to be reprimanded if they use those for prompts, because what are y'all representing?
Like I would have thought that it would have been some type of stipulations, because you know, like you're not, even with prom dresses, like you can't have all your back out. You can't. I mean, girls have been sent home from prom for different things, so I can't even fathom the thought that okay, y'all, it's just a theme prom, and y'all can, you know, guns are accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just crazy to me that it would even, you know, go that far. But I see that we really do need to do a little bit more research. But I do have a like a little story, and my question for y'all will be at the end of this. Okay.
Ooh.
I just saw this, and I thought it was a very interesting read. It's entitled, "The Truth Is I Never Loved My Wife." About 6 years ago, my wife, and he says her name, was a size 14, 16. I was taught growing up that her size was ideal and that thick thighs saved lives. I was also trained that a woman with the best curves was the one to go after. She was built like an hourglass, and I wanted that ASAP. I was very attracted to her. After 11 years of marriage, her weight began to fall off. It was going fast. At first, it wasn't too bad, but there was the 1 year when she dropped down to about a size 6. For a while, she was ill and had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease. She had lost so much weight that she had become someone I couldn't recognize. One day, she exited the shower, and I heard a voice say, "Do you still love her?" I had to think. See, the truth is, I never loved my wife. I had lust for her. I meant well all these years, but I was trained to be attracted to a woman's body and not the entire person. Not for who she is, but for what she has. I took that mentality into my marriage without knowing. Yes, I said, I love you for years, but I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to her body. I was talking to sex. I was talking to what she could offer. I quickly had to, and still is, unlearn the past in order to save our marriage. I learned to love her for who she is, no matter how thin she got, no matter what she looked like. Honey, I love you for who you are, and that's it. I thank God for allowing us to be together since 1999. There's no other place I want to be. There's no other woman I'd rather be with. I choose you. Okay, my question is, how many people are, or do you think that there's more people than not that go into relationships and marriages with that concept?
Yep.
think that people throw around like "I love you" so quick and so fast that it's like, what do you love? Is it you love what that person is doing to you and for you, and not necessarily that you love that person?
I mean, I do think a lot of people do that. I mean, specifically, I don't know if I could say a percentage, but I think a lot of people think that that when they get married, the love is going to grow. I think some people don't, like, they get married and they already know they don't love the person. Like, they already know it's not there, but they're like, oh, well, if we get married and I have that commitment, then the love will grow from that. And I've heard that before. And I mean, I've seen some weird like reality TV shows. And I mean, it's a television show, but I've heard that same narrative even on there where people are like, I've just been trying to find the right person, but you know what it is? I need to get married. And I'm all like,
Yeah.
right? Like, how did you come to that?
Right. And it's funny because when people who are not married and they like, I just want to be married. Like, I question, like, why do you want to be married? Like, why? And it's like, because I want to come home and share this with somebody. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, like, I need you to be realistic about this, because yes, you want to come home and share your awards and your days and whatever you know, the things that your accolades and all this with a person. But just because you're in a marriage, it doesn't mean that you're happy. It doesn't mean that it's exciting. And it doesn't mean that you're not lonely. It doesn't mean any of those things. So you have to really know why it is that you want to get married, and not just because you want to be able to have somebody to share, because you can share shit with your best friend. And they would be excited for you than the person that you sharing a goddamn pillow with.
That's true. And you know, there's a lot of single people that are in marriages. But I had this issue come up with a friend who had a baby with a girl, and he was just like, I'm not trying to have baby mamas. So it was like a forced situation to, you know, start this family as a unit, you know, and get married. And then, I mean, they ended up being together for years and having, you know, an additional child. But when they got married, it wasn't based on love. It was like, okay, we started it. You know, I'm not trying to be this man. You're not trying to be this woman out here with a child over here, you know. So they got married. So that marriage didn't begin with that type of love. It grew over the years, but not initially.
Did it grow, or was it just like out of obligation? It's like, okay, I don't believe in divorce, and I'm not gonna divorce you, so let's just be in it, and we just gonna call it what it is, and we just gonna.
I think what happened is because they made the commitment to, okay, we have brought this child in the world outside of marriage, and then we're gonna marry and commit to this process and this relationship. I think the commitment is what the initial decision was, and then over the years, because I think they love each other now, but in the beginning it was just, I guess, general like for each other, you know.
Somehow I missed it. You said they had a child and then they decided to get married?
It was more like a sneakily, you know, friends with benefits situation. So there wasn't never in a relationship. It wasn't based on love. It was lust, just like this letter. But after the child was born, after about a year or two, it was like, you know, I'm not trying to have a second family, a child over here, start a family over there. Neither of them had children with anybody else. I mean, and they were, you know, cordial, amicable, and they were probably still dipping in the sheets. But it was, the driving force wasn't love. It was like, okay, we started this, you know.
So out of tradition, pretty much.
Absolutely. So I know for sure that marriage did not begin with love.
Yeah.
But I do know that it did grow, you know, over the years.
And I do think that people get married because it's eye candy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody that's nice looking on my arm, and it's and like, because I do see, I mean, I've seen some couples like, and it's like he old and a little bit
that lady say to you? He said,
you marry him because he got money. Like, you didn't marry him because you love that man. You a damn lie.
Hold on, Shanika. Are you trying
That's why
to say?
Shanika ain't like their photos.
What the hell? What?
Wow.
I am not talking to y'all. Will, you know who I'm talking about, Will. You remember that wedding.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And then
no.
I was
Really knows it too. Oh, no.
But I agree. Even down to the church, some people marry people.
Right.
Just what the church say, you can't shack up, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it ain't love. They marry just to have sex. So the church won't shun them and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I believe a lot of people are forced into getting married, and it's not their will. Even down to the church, where you gotta hurry up and find you somebody because the church gonna think you a certain kind of way, or the church gonna think this, or the church gonna think that. And this is me, and this is my philosophy. You don't buy a car until you test drive it. You don't buy a house until you go see it. So don't let the church make you do anything.
Y'all like that
I
pregnant
like that.
pause?
I like that, Justin. I like
The same way you'll keep going to see a house or going to see a house where you know that's what you want. Don't let nobody rush you into doing anything. Make sure that's what you want and is good in your sight and in your eyes and all of that.
I know. I agree with you, Justin, 100%. So listen, did y'all see it's this viral TikTok going around, and this girl is getting a lot of flack. And this is what she said. She said she had a male friend who's been married for 8 years. With the wife, he has 2 kids, house, picket fence, and everything. And they have what seemingly a great life, both great careers. He's been cheating on his wife for the entire marriage with the same woman. So she asked her friend, why? He said, because I love her at home, but this one over here fits me in image, in look, and all that kind of stuff. So he's getting something over here, not just sexually, that he doesn't get over there. So it's kind of the same thing. Marry what's appealing to you, to the eye. I'm not attracted to. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't understand. One of my topics was going to be marriage in 2022. Why is it relevant? Because we have so many different variations of what a commitment can be in 2022. Each gaining more and more popularity by the week. So what's the relevance of getting married now? I mean, I've even asked, we were, before getting married, 2017, we were watching TV, Lily Tomlin, her and her partner have been together for 51 years. They were only able to get married from 2017 to now. And they had a good relationship. What's the purpose of putting the label on it? Because I'll tell you, I felt like shit was popping more when we were just dating. For me, marriage, I mean, I don't mind. This is no holdback, but real topics, all that kind of stuff. So I felt like things are hot and spicy when we were dating.
Right.
Married now, I think there's a lot of expectations. Shit, I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. And it's not as spicy. So I've said, we could have stayed dating as far as I'm concerned, had a good marriage, had a good party, and stayed dating. To me, I'm trying to figure out what the marriage did.
So I'm trying to figure out why do you think the piece of paper changed the dynamic?
I think what the piece of paper represents in some people's minds.
Right.
That tradition is okay. Now, when we were dating, these are things that you could do, you should do. And now when you get married, these are things that you have to do. Mm-hmm. Like you're chasing this thing or this person. And then once you get them married, you can say, let me take my shoes off. I can relax. I don't have to do those things I did to get you.
People change and things change.
Yeah.
It's like you had a plethora of friends before y'all get married. And then as soon as you get married, this is just one example. It's like people fall off, people go away, people fall off, because it's almost like you change. You know what I'm saying? It's like you change, and it's like, okay, you're married, or your person is like, okay, well, I don't necessarily like when that person comes around. It's like now that you're married, it's like, okay, well, when we friends, it was almost like you didn't really have the right to say, I don't like that person in your life. But now that you're married, it's like, okay, well, if we're going to be together all the time, I don't necessarily want you to invite that person over because we don't get along, or I don't like that person, or I don't like that you have this male or female friend, or whatever. I mean, I'm using that just as an example. But I think that a lot of things become it becomes too much. I think that the idea of marriage sometimes it becomes, a lot of marriages become very business casual, whether they're supposed to or not. But they become business. It's like, okay, we're only really talking when we're talking about business, when we're talking about the bills, when we're talking about the kids, when we're talking about all of this intimacy that you had prior to all of these things. Even if kids were involved, like y'all made time. Like put them goddamn kids in front of TV.
Yeah.
Become married.
Right.
Like,
where's my midday I love you text in my, open up my door and there's a card on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
When you get married, I don't gotta do this shit no more. That's what it's like to me. It's like, okay, I'll cross the finish line. I already have it, so I don't have to do that anymore.
Well, yeah, I think
it's
kind of like some people will ask, like, it just looks like everyone's so happy, and how do you get to that point? And I think that's kind of it, right? Like it comes and goes, and you have to work at it. And I think if you look at marriage as some kind of goal, and I mean, a lot of people have the checklist, right? Oh, I remember hearing people when I was in in high school, by the time I get 27, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have a house. And I mean, like, life kind of hits you with a big hammer. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't happen the way you think, but somehow marriage is that line where people go, oh, wait, I should be taking life serious. Like, and you got to ask yourself, like, were you not taking it serious while you were dating? Or was it just that you didn't really care? Like, you knew at the end of the day, the relationship could end and they're not your responsibility. Whereas now, without divorce, this person that you're married to is your full responsibility and vice versa. And then you start thinking about all the stuff that, like, how that affects your life. You got your family. If you're close with your family could get in the way. Like, people could be questioning your relationship. There's a lot of pressure on that. For me, I feel a lot of pressure to attend all family events. And it's like Fabian's family is real, like they like to do all kinds of stuff, parties. Every birthday's got to be a big deal. Everyone's birthdays are clustered around the same time. So it just feels like I'm just like, man, like, I just want to stay home. If we were dating, although I was going to those things, now I'm like, man, like, I'm now part of the family. It's serious. I'm the husband. Everyone's going to be wondering, like, where's your husband? Why isn't he here? And it's just different, I think, and I think everyone has to acknowledge it, that signing that paper and making a commitment and being recognized as a legal unit, because, legally you're single until you get married. I think it's just a big deal.
I don't know. What do you think? Well, okay. He's coming back. Hold on. But yeah, I think that sometimes marriage just puts a different type of spin on stuff. I think that, you're just free will. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens. Like, it's just like you're having the blast. You're having a blast. You're having the time of your life when you're dating, or, even if you don't, like, I just remember, when we were dating, of course, we were in high school. Like, we would go out on Friday nights and we're at the movies and, like, we're hanging out or whatever. And now we are empty nesters and we ain't out on no Friday night. Like,
But I think marriage brings a lot of pressure too, because you're responsible for a lot of more things being single. Because even when you're single and you're dating, I'm still responsible for me. You can be responsible for yourself. I can get up and leave whenever I get ready, and you really don't have a lot of responsibilities. But when you marriage, a lot of responsibilities come into play. So a lot of things is going to shift. So you might not be able to go out.
Why is it shifting? Because I feel like, okay, if it's going, like, let it shift for the better. I don't always think it shifts for the better. I agree. I think that sometimes when it shifts for the worse. It's like, okay, we're not talking anymore. We're not sitting down playing Scrabble anymore. We're not sitting down putting together puzzles anymore. We're not just walking through the house on Saturday morning, bumping music, dancing through the house. It's like, okay, I got to run down here to the store and get groceries, and I got to get light bulbs, and do you need anything? And we got to get, like all of these things. And it's just like, okay, so where's this couple time?
Couple time.
It starts talking to me too, Justin.
Seems a little personal.
Well, Amir made a good point. I think you do have to constantly work at it, because I know Miss Sneak and I was just us. We was 3 years before we had Asia, and just like when you have kids, I tell people all the time, it's like you forget how to date, and then you look down the road, it's like those kids are going to leave the house one day, so you got to still have to find, I call that work-life balance. And for some reason, when you get married, there's so many other things, as you mentioned, Amir, there's got what's going on in your life. You got work, and you got to go, like you say, you got to get the groceries, and all these things are going on before you know it, the day is gone, and now days goes to weeks, and weeks goes to months. It's like, man, when's the last time you were on a date? And I think we all have to just take time to just pause and just look at what we're going and say, hey, you know what I'm doing now can wait till the next day. And you got to have that time where you're spending with your loved one. I'll tell you, I struggle with it. Sneak and I be married, 27 this year, but those were times where I come home and I'm doing stuff and I'm like, did I really have to do that right now? I could have waited. Just like right now, the guys at work, they make fun of me because I pay a guy to cut the grass. But I'm like, well, that's another hour that I can spend with Sneaker. If it's, if I can pay somebody to cut the grass, that gives me more time to spend with her. So I just my ways down.
Sorry, I'm looking at Justin there.
Then I'm going to do it tomorrow. So I think I've gotten better at that. But man, years ago, I sucked at it.
And as someone who's newly married myself, like part of it was we were trying to figure out what happened, why we weren't doing as much. And then like it just clicked. Like Fabian has been pregnant pretty much our entire marriage. Like, I mean, the majority of our marriage, right? A child on the way. And, like, I'm like, you know what? We probably need to take a break. And we're going to have 2 kids. Because, like, what? Like, like, we can't. It's too much. So, hopefully we'll figure it out. But, yeah, the kids really get in the way of that.
Well, just remember, if you keep having them, remember they're to 18, so they'll never leave if you keep having them.
Good point. The funny thing about it, and I will definitely say that even with Asia being gone, being gone, we have, I think that we have kind of struggled in finding ourselves, because I'll say for me, like I've still been struggling finding my place. And I say finding my place because my place was doing for Asia and doing for Walter. And now that he's getting ready to retire and he's down on the 2 years, and then Asia is graduating in all of
2 weeks.
2 weeks on, she'll be graduating. And then, she'll be doing her, her own thing or whatever. And it's really a struggle for me because it's like nobody needs anything for me. So all while I'm trying to, like, okay, where am I at in my marriage? I'm still looking at where am I in my life? So you have to understand that, I got married at 21, and 21 is not an age that you want to get married. It's just not, because that's at the point where you're trying to find yourself and you're trying to really find out where you are. And when you have to do that in a marriage, it's very difficult, because then you get at this age that I am, and then you're trying to find yourself, but if you are secure in who you are and taking that time and finding yourself and knowing what you like to do and knowing that you could go out and have dinner by yourself and it's okay if your spouse or your significant other, whatever, is busy, you know how to entertain yourself. But when you don't, and you need that, that entertainment from your partner, or you desire the entertainment, or whatever your love language may be, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Or you've been there for the kids, or you've invested so much into the kids, because they will leave and they ain't turning back looking for you. They're not giving a damn what's going on between you and your spouse if you left at home. They live in their own life, and they be like, y'all work their shit out. They don't care. Like they going on. So, and I'm not saying not to invest in your children, but as much as you invest in them, and as much as you take time for them, and as much as you take time for your spouse, you need to also give that time to yourself.
Yeah. Right. I mean, the advice I've always gotten was that, children aren't supposed to invest back. Like, like they have to build their own lives. Like, you do all of that work, but they didn't ask to be here.
Right.
So.
Right.
All right. Okay. So I have this article that it's a real article that was inside the Dallas Craigslist ad, and it's this guy who I guess I don't know if he's thinking about marrying this girl or he just wants to test her loyalty. But he posted an ad for $1,000 hiring a man to test his girlfriend's loyalty. So this is the ad. He says, looking for a good-looking guy to test my girlfriend's loyalty while she's on a girls' night out this Saturday. The date was 4/9/22. Applicant needs to be 6 foot between the ages of 21 and 40 years old, knowing how to country dance preferred. Picture of you will be required. Yes, I know this is crazy, but I pay well and it's for a good cause. So he'll pay $100 just to show up to the bar in Dallas and try. We'll also pay the bar tab up to $50. Bonus extra $50 if she does a shot with you. $100 to get her to dance. $200 to get her to kiss you on the cheek. $200 for her to sit on your lap. $500 if she kisses you on the lips. $500 if you get her phone number, and $1,000 if you take her home. If you take her home or back to her house. We'll need proof of each of these things to collect payment. Either you or a third party can take pictures or record. So,
first of all, you already know.
I want to know how far, if you have ever, and how far have you gone to test your partner's loyalty? I'm gonna start with you.
I plead the fifth.
This ain't that show. This ain't that show. This is not Wilding Out. This is the chat, and I need you to answer, sir.
Oh, I know certain things that he's tried.
When we were dating, when I lived in Richmond, I would drive down, sit in the parking lot to see who was going in the house, who was coming out the house.
This is from Richmond, an hour and a half away.
I have done a lot of crazy things to try to set them up. I have. And that's just a Scorpio side of me. You know, Scorpios, we're going to test it to see how loyal you are.
Have I tested you?
Oh, you probably have. If you Scorpio, I know you have.
Is Shanika Scorpio?
Yes, you're Scorpio.
You Scorpio, Shanika? Oh, jeez.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
My regards, Walter.
Oh, no. Now, wait, okay. Like, I mean, it kind of, well, I know you kind of veered it to the other part, but that kind of sounded more like you were just scoping out and watching out for someone doing something against you. I mean, when I hear testing loyalty, I think of like you're planning it out.
You know how I met him.
Hush your mouth. I'm a minister. Hush your mouth.
Well,
you know
that.
It's a lot of
exactly that part.
Shanika.
I'll answer.
A lot of questionable out here.
I'll answer
your way out.
Yeah, I'll answer real quick. Like, you know, I just feel like once I heard this, it's like he had a stamp on his head that's like, I'm playing myself. Like, you know, like I just can't, and I'm not, you know, hey, if this is what you feel is gonna help you feel better, then hey, I can't make you do anything, but I guarantee you it's not gonna work out in your favor. And even if the person is loyal to you, the fact that you've even gone through all that is just like that hurt, that harms you emotionally. The fact that you're even going through that, and I think it's kind of like, I guess people get a thrill out of it. I don't know what it is that makes us feel like, oh, what if they're not going to do something? So I mean, you know, I've definitely done a little surveillance in the past, and honestly, I didn't feel good. I felt guilty, you know, because I'm like, why don't I trust this person? But I've never gone out of my way to try and test loyalty, only because I'm all like, you know, here I am watching them, you know, they go on a date on a coffee shop, and I asked the guy to go talk to her, and then next thing you know, they making out at the table. I'm hurt.
Married.
Like I couldn't do that. I might hurt somebody, man.
I agree with you, Amir, on that. And then this is me. Was he going to tell her he did this? I'm just saying, if she didn't go through with this other guy, was he going to tell her, I tested your loyalties, da 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 da. And then she could have told him right then and there, because you did that, I don't want to be with you no more. So it could have actually backfired on him either way.
Right. I think he should have just the mere fact that he was doing all of this, he should have walked away. It was a toxic situation anyway. I mean,
it's a lot of money.
What, and it's a slap in the face, because my thing is that already screams that one of us got an issue. Either I got a problem with picking men like you, or you got an issue.
Oh, you know,
either way,
insecure.
Either way, my guy.
Yeah, like you would think on that first date, he said, "So just to be clear, you're not going to cheat on me, right?" Like, you know, first date, like, okay, like what have you been through?
Yeah, but if you gotta go I mean, why even bother being with something? That's crazy to me. All the stress you put on yourself. I mean, I'm not doing all that.
Me neither. I mean, I don't know if it's my toxic trait, but as soon as I get in a space of emotional instability with somebody, and I know, and I validated it, and I know I'm not crazy, I actually stay left, because I feel like if you're with somebody that you're supposed to be with, you wouldn't have those feelings, and you wouldn't have the tendencies to want to do those things. So maybe I'm a runner. I don't know, but I'll be out.
I'm not doing. First of all, I'm not doing. I don't think that I've ever tested your loyalty, and I think, to be quite honest, I think that the truth of the matter is, people will show you who they are. It's just up to you to decide on whether or not you want to see it. It's up to you to decide if you want to see it. When you see,
and what you're going to do about it once you see it.
I'm sorry, say it again.
And what you're going to do about it once you see it.
Right. Because if you choose to ignore it, that's on you. If you choose to be like, oh, my eyes are playing tricks on me, or I didn't really see that, or they can play on your emotions and be like, it's not what you think, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. Like the red flags are there. People just choose to ignore them. You know what I'm saying? And and then is what you choose to do with it. And then once if you choose to stay, then that's my other thing. If you choose to stay, then don't bring it up 1,001 times. Like, don't do that, because you chose to stay. Don't keep on like, oh, but you did this, oh, you did that, and it's like, no, we're not doing that. If you wanted to go, you that was your chance to go, and when you chose to stay. No,
and he said he needs proof to pay. And I mean, I think what Justice, didn't you say could backfire both ways? I mean, like, just to clarify, like, if she found out, I mean, for example, if I were to have accepted this proposal, I would talk to her and be like, hey, your boyfriend hired me to try and get with you. Like, hey, let's make some money. Let's do
everything you want, and we're gonna split this money, baby.
Yeah, like, he said he'll pay $1,000 if we sleep together. Like, let's make a tape. You know what I'm saying? And, he'll be hurt, but this is gonna be him while he gives me that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? Don't set yourself up for that, man.
Right, because I mean, it could just turn into a whole debacle. It could just turn into, okay, well, let's not, and I mean, she could be cruel about it and be like, okay, I'm gonna get him all the way down to the, to the altar, and then when they say anything, and it's like, okay, play the video, and then it's just this guy saying, oh yeah, he hired me to do that, and then she walks off. I mean, it could just be a whole mess of amount of mess. So, like, come on, like, don't set yourself up for that. And if you got to go through all that, then that just ain't the person for you.
That's exactly what I said.
That's just not the person for you. Maybe you need to be by your damn self.
Until you heal. I think he does. Go to therapy.
Right.
Goodness.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right, guys, this is it.
It's been a long road.
It has been. You guys have been awesome. Our audience, and yes, our mugs and everything. So we don't have details about our return date, but we want you guys to stay connected, and we'll be releasing, all the information very, very soon. I want my co-host to smile. They all look so sad, like somebody died.
The season is over.
Greatness is going to come from this. So make sure that you stay connected and continue to email us at thechatcw@gmail.com, right, Shanika?
Yes.
All right, because we want some more engagement, and stay tuned for changes and updates and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you tell all your friends about the
let's
show.
be honest, like our returning is based on our numbers and our feedback, and whether or not you all enjoy the chat. So we really need to know. So while on this break, we'll probably be doing some surveys and things like that. So if you see them, please be sure to answer them, because we really want to know how you all felt about it. What did you enjoy the topics? Did you enjoy our camaraderie? Did you what did you enjoy about it? Because that's going to help determine what our next moves are. So please stay connected with us, because we really want to hear from you all. All right, I'm sorry, Amir, I feel like I cut you off.
What? No, you were saying it. Hey, like, let us know. Is it annoying when a photo like this pops up while we're talking? Y'all enjoy it? Like, hey, tell us what you hate, what you like, and please just tell your friends to watch the show and engage with us. And we want to entertain you, and we're having a good time.
We are.
This was a good season.
Absolutely. So all four of us are about to do some individual endeavors that are going to be just as awesome. And we will regroup and let you guys know what to expect from the chat next. Okay?
Yes. All right. Y'all have a great night. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all later. Bye.